and then they go through, they rescue. They go and
All right. Guy in the corner, stand up.
Thank you. Please be seated.
Good morning, Your Honor.
Morning. This is the 5 a.m. calendar on January 26, 2025. Orders were given on the 1st of the month regarding the taking of DNA and fingerprints. Those orders remain in effect today. What that means for you in the courtroom is this: not every single one of you has to give your DNA or your fingerprints. If you have to do that, those orders are going to be on your paperwork. My name is Commissioner Beck. I'm here to do a few things for you. Number one, I'm here to let you know why you're here. Number two, if you might be released. Number three, if you're going to be assigned counsel. The vast majority of you are going to be assigned counsel, which leads to my number one rule. Please don't talk about the facts of your case. Anything you say or do can be used against you. Everything in this courtroom is video recorded, so please don't talk about the facts of your case unless it's with your attorney. Second thing, I'm sure you're going to have a lot of questions for me. Unfortunately, I'm not your legal counsel. I can't answer legal questions for you, so please save your questions for your counsel as well. Finally, I'm going to be throwing out lots of different dates, and you're going to be getting lots of different types of release conditions if you're going to be released. You don't have to memorize all that stuff. All that information is going to be on your paperwork, but that's why it's important to keep your paperwork and not lose it. If you miss a court date or if you don't follow a court order that's on the paperwork, you could end up back here. Here's how the morning's going to work. I'm going to call two names. First name I call is going to come into the courtroom, stand at the podium. Second name I call is going to sit on the chair next to the door. Then we're going to keep on cycling through until the calendar's done. Could I please get Brandon Moyen to the podium? Nicholas Maxwell Harrington to the chair, please. Could I please get your name and date of birth?
Brandon Moyen, January 11, 1994.
Thank you. You're here today on 3 separate matters: a Superior Court new case and 2 Superior Court arrest warrants. Let me talk to you about your Superior Court new case. You've been arrested for possession of narcotic drugs, a Class 4 felony. I have found probable cause. I am assigning you an attorney. Your next court dates are January 31st and February 4th in the Downtown Superior Court, setting a secured appearance bond of $1,000. Sir, it also appears as if you are on probation out of Pinal County. Is that correct?
Yes, sir.
Sir, if you're able to bond out, you're not to possess any weapons, drugs, or alcohol, and you have to contact your PO within 3 days if you bond out. You also have 2 Superior Court arrest warrants. Probable cause is previously found for 2 counts of possession of narcotic drugs, a Class 4 felony, 2 counts of possession of dangerous drugs, a Class 4 felony, 1 count of tampering with physical evidence, a Class 6 felony, and 1 count of possession of drug paraphernalia, a Class 6 felony. This is from back in June of 2024. I am assigning counsel. You have the same court dates, January 31st and February 4th, setting a secured appearance bond of $1,000 on that case as well. Same conditions of release if you're able to bond out. Finally, you have a second Superior Court arrest warrant for 2 counts of possession of narcotic drugs for sale, Class 2 felonies. This is from June 11th and June 13th of 2024. I am assigning counsel, same court dates, cash only bond, $50,000 on this one. If same conditions of release if you're able to bond out. Yeah. Please step to your left here. You have a question?
Yes. I know that I didn't know that I had 2 warrants. Would have been the difference of, like, I didn't know, like, if I was supposed to appear for court.
Right.
Or...
This isn't a warrant for missed court. These are warrants for brand new cases. Probable cause was found through the prosecutor's office, and these are warrants that they're asking for brand new cases.
Okay.
And so these are from a couple of them are for back in January, and then you were arrested today separately for possession of narcotic drugs.
Okay.
All right. Please step to your left for your paperwork, sir. Nicholas Maxwell Harrington to the podium. Jariah Brown to the chair, please. Name and date of birth, please.
Nicholas Maxwell Harrington, 4603.
Thank you. You're here today on the Superior Court new case. You've been arrested for aggravated assault, a Class 3 felony, burglary, attempted burglary in the 3rd degree, a Class 5 felony, and disorderly conduct, a Class 1 misdemeanor. I have found probable cause. I am assigning counsel. Your next court dates are January 31st and February 4th in the Downtown Superior Court, setting a secured appearance bond of $20,000. Sir, if you're able to bond out, you're going to be on pretrial services release. Also, if you bond out, you can't return to where you were arrested, no contact with any victim or witness, not to possess any weapons, drugs, or alcohol, and you have to follow the order of protection that was put out against you a couple of years back. Please step to your left for your paperwork, sir. Jariah Brown to the podium. Darius Harwood to the chair, please. Name and date of birth, please.
Jariah Brown, 3/16/06.
Thank you. You're here today on a Superior Court new case. You've been arrested for aggravated assault, a Class 3 felony, disorderly conduct, a Class 1 misdemeanor, threatening and intimidating, a Class 3 misdemeanor. I found probable cause for the aggravated assault and the disorderly conduct. I have not found probable cause for the threatening and intimidating. I'm assigning you an attorney. Your next court dates are January 31st and February 4th in the Downtown Superior Court, setting a secured appearance bond of $8,000. Ma'am, if you're able to bond out, you're going to be in pretrial services release. You're going to be fitted with an electronic ankle monitor. Furthermore, if you bond out, you can't go back to the scene of the crime, no contact with your mother or your brothers, not to possess any weapons, drugs, or alcohol. You have to follow any orders of protection that are put out against you. And I'm not sure whether this applies to you, but you cannot live with the victim in this case, even if the owner or renter of the property. You're allowed one sole standby with local law enforcement to return to collect any essential belongings. You're cautioned that a violation of a no victim contact order can lead to a Class 6 felony. Please step to your left for your paperwork. Darius Harwood to the podium. Bryn Taylor to the chair, please.
Hello.
Hi, name and date of birth, please.
Darius Ian Harwood Jr., 3/1/97.
Thank you. You're here today on a failure to appear warrant. I am not assigning you a counselor. You're going to go back to your original attorney.
Okay.
Your next court date is going to be February 4th in the Downtown Superior Court.
Okay.
Affirming the bond set by your original judge. It's a $7,500 secured appearance bond. Sir, if you're able to bond out, not to return to the scene of the crime, no contact with any victim or witness, not to possess any weapons, drugs, or alcohol.
Yeah, of course.
Please step to your left for your paperwork. Sir.
All right. Thank you. Have a great day.
Bryn Taylor to the podium. John Luckett to the chair, please. Name and date of birth, please.
Bryn Joseph Taylor, 2/19/88.
Thank you. You're here today on a Superior Court new case. You've been arrested for burglary in the 2nd degree, Class 3 felony, criminal trespass, a Class 6 felony. I have found probable cause. Sir, at this time, let me double check something. Sir, at this time, I'm finding that you're not indigent, so I'm not assigning you a free attorney at this time. By the time of your next court date, if you don't have counsel, would you please request an attorney of the next judge?
Of course.
Do you understand?
Yes.
Thank you. Sir, your next court date is going to be January 31st and February 3rd in the Downtown Superior Court. Setting a secured appearance bond of $10,000 that's secured. Sir, if you're able to bond out, you're going to be placed on pretrial services, fitted with an electronic ankle monitor, not to return to the scene of the crime, no contact with any victim or witness,
You guys can't give me a bond reduction.
not to possess any weapons, drugs, or alcohol.
So anything $10,000 is kind of high?
Five prior felony convictions,
And I haven't had one in 7 years.
4 failures to appear, currently all out of Payson.
Yeah, I mean, I don't live in Payson. It's kind of hard to get up there.
Sir, in any case, so that's secured. You can work with the bonding company. There's a list of bond companies back in the facility. Do you have any other questions for me?
No.
Thank you. John Luckett to the podium. Antonio Ortiz to the chair, please.
Hello,
Sir, name and
Your
date of
Honor.
birth, please.
God bless you.
Hi. Name and date of birth, please.
My name is John Bluford Luckett IV. My birthday is 7/6/61.
Thank you. Sir, you're here today on a new case in the Superior Court. You've been arrested for possession of dangerous drugs, a Class 4 felony, possession of drug paraphernalia, a Class 6 felony. I have found probable cause. I'm getting you an attorney.
Yeah.
Your next court dates are January 31st and February 4th in the downtown Superior Court. Sir, I'm setting a $2,000 secured appearance bond. If you're able to bond out, you're going to be on pretrial services, and you're not to possess any weapons, drugs, or alcohol. Please step to your left for your paperwork, sir.
Okay. Thank you, Your Honor.
Thank you.
Hold on to your paperwork.
Antonio Ortiz to the podium. Dylan Hadrick to the chair, please. Sir, name and date of birth, please.
Antonio Ortiz, 3/12/94.
Thank you. You're here today on 4 separate matters, 1 Superior Court new case and 3 municipal court warrants. Let me talk to you about your Superior Court case.
Okay.
You've been arrested for 1 count of possession of dangerous drugs, a Class 4 felony, 1 count of shoplifting with an artifice, a Class 4 felony, 1 count of possession of drug paraphernalia, a Class 6 felony. I have found probable cause. I'm assigning you an attorney. Your next court dates are January 31st and February 4th in the downtown Superior Court, setting a secured appearance bond of $1,000 on this case. If you're able to bond out, you're going to be placed on pretrial services, not to return to the scene of the crime, no contact with any victim or witness, not to possess any weapons, drugs, or alcohol. You may not enter any CVS or their premises.
Okay.
Then you have 3 city court matters. All of them are out of the Goodyear City Court. I'm assigning you counsel on all of them. And on all of them, your next court date is going to be February 5th. Again, that's at the Goodyear City Court. I am affirming the bond set by the judge out there. For each of them, it is $250 secured, so that's an extra $750 for your 3 city court matters. Same conditions of release.
Okay.
If you're able to bond out. Please step to your left for your paperwork, sir. Dylan Hadrick to the podium. Alfred Waters to the chair, please. Hi, sir. Name and date of birth, please.
10/5/2000, Dylan Hadrick.
Thank you. You're here today on 2 matters, a Superior Court new case and a probation violation warrant. Let me talk to you about your new case. You've been arrested for possession of dangerous drugs, a Class 4 felony, possession of drug paraphernalia, a Class 6 felony. I have found probable cause. I'm assigning you an attorney. Your next court dates are January 31st and February 4th in the downtown Superior Court, setting a secured appearance bond of $1,000. Sir, if you're able to bond out, not to possess any weapons, drugs, or alcohol. Most importantly, if you bond out, you have to contact your probation officer within 3 days. For your probation matter, I'm assigning you an attorney. Your next court date on that one's January 31st in the downtown Superior Court, setting a secured appearance bond of $50 on your probation violation with the same conditions of release. Please step to your left for your paperwork. Alfred Waters to the podium. Anthony Monroe to the chair, please. Hi, sir. Name and date of birth, please.
Alfred Waters, June 5th, 1966.
Thank you. You're here today on 3 separate probation violation warrants. I'm assigning you an attorney. Your next court date on all 3 of them is going to be January 31st in the downtown Superior Court. I'm going to affirm the bonds set by your probation violation judge. On one of them, it's a $500 secured appearance bond. Second one is a $500 secured appearance bond. Third one is a $400 secured appearance bond, so total $1,400 secured. Sir, if you're able to bond out, you don't have to possess any weapons, drugs, or alcohol. No return to the scene of the arrest. No contact with any victim or witness. Most important thing is if you bond out, you have to contact your probation officer within 3 days.
Okay.
And please step to your left for your paperwork, sir. Anthony Monroe to the podium. Aaron Milhorn to the chair, please. Sir, name and date of birth, please.
Anthony Monroe, February 8th, 1994.
It's February 8th, not February 4th?
Yes, 8th. It's on the 8th. It got messed up, I was going to say.
All right. Thank you, sir. You're here on a municipal court new case. You've been arrested for disorderly conduct, Class 1 misdemeanor, and assault, a Class 1 misdemeanor. I have found probable cause. I'm assigning you an attorney. And actually, that needs to change. 1 second. Reprint, please. I'm assigning you an attorney. Your next court date is going to be February 4th. That's at the El Mirage City Court. Sir, at this time, I'm sending a secured appearance bond of $1,000 that is secured. If you're able to bond out, you are not to return to the scene of the arrest. You're to have no contact with any victim or witness, not to possess any weapons, drugs, or alcohol. You have to obey any terms of orders of protection. And I'm not sure whether this applies to you, but you may not live with the alleged victim, even if you're the owner or renter of the property. You're allowed one civil standby with local law enforcement to return to the residence to collect your essential belongings, and you're cautioned that a violation of a no victim contact order can lead to a Class 6 felony.
Can I have a question?
Sure.
I have actual evidence and proof that like I didn't like. I'm sorry. I have actual evidence and proof that like I didn't like fully understand of like, am I getting bonded or am I getting OR'd?
No, you're $1,000 bond secured, so you can work with the bond company. There's a list of bond company phone numbers back in the facility, so you can call them and see if they're willing to work with you to bond you out.
Okay, and one last thing is I'm not really there, so like I don't know what's really going on, and I haven't really did anything. I have actual evidence.
So sir, talk about that evidence. I'm assigning you an attorney, okay? So
All
that
right.
stuff you got to talk about with your attorney. He can help you understand what's going on.
All right. Oh, one last thing. I supposedly have a warrant, a hold on me. I don't know what it's for. For Gilbert?
Yeah.
So yeah, so sir, I only work with some courts, not every court, and so there might be a different court you have to go to in Gilbert. If you're in custody, they'll pick you up or you'll be transported, okay?
That's fine. All right, thank you.
Sure. Deputy, he has new paperwork over here.
Oh, new paper, okay.
Sir, if you wait over there, please, you're going to get new paperwork.
All right.
Thank you.
Here, here's your papers.
Aaron Milhorn to the podium. Christine Peralta to the chair, please. Sir, name and date of birth, please.
Aaron Milhorn, August 21st, 1992.
Thank you. You're here today on a failure to appear warrant. I'm not assigning you new counsel. You're going to go back to your original counsel. Your next court dates are going to be January 31st and February 4th in the Downtown Superior Court. Affirming the bond set by your original judge, it's a $500 secured appearance bond. Sir, if you're able to bond out, not to possess any weapons, drugs, or alcohol. Please step to your left for your paperwork. Christine Peralta to the podium. Nikos Hillis to the chair, please. Ma'am, name and date of birth, please.
Yes, my name is Christine Marie Darrow Peralta, and my date of birth is 11/21/75.
Thank you. You're here today on a failure to appear warrant. I'm not assigning you new counsel. You're going to go back to your original counsel. Your next court date is going to be January 28th at the Downtown Superior Court. Affirming the bond set by your judge, it's a $500 secured appearance bond. Ma'am, if you're able to bond out, you're not to possess any weapons, drugs, or alcohol. Please step to your left for your paperwork.
Okay.
Nikos Hillis to the podium. Jonathan Arnold to the chair, please. Sir, name and date of birth, please.
Nikos Hillis, 1290.
Thank you. Sir, you're here today on 3 separate failure to appear warrants, so I'm not assigning you an attorney. You're going to go back to your original attorney. Your next court date on all 3 matters is going to be January 29th in the Downtown Superior Court. I'm affirming the bond set by your original judge. It is $150 for each one, so a total of $450 secured. Sir, if you're able to bond out, you're not to possess any weapons, drugs, or alcohol. Most importantly, if you bond out, you have to contact your probation officer within 3 days.
I never got a court notice for that.
Let's see. Yeah, this is for, you were set for a review hearing, and you were notified of that review hearing on...
I never received any mail, Your Honor.
Sir, yeah, this wasn't in the mail. You were informed of this the last time you you were in court. That's what it was for. So do you remember your defense counsel, Julio LaBoy? Do you remember him?
No, I didn't have him in my last counsel.
No, sir, yeah, so you were on the mental health probation court caseload, and they let you know about this court date before. And so the mental health court judge wants to see you back. And so, sir, it's a $450 secured appearance bond. I'm going to affirm that at this time, all right? Want to please step to your left for your paperwork, sir? Jonathan Arnold to the podium. Shonda Tierbach to the chair, please. Sir, name and date of birth, please.
Jonathan Arnold, November 1st, 1985.
Thank you. You're here today on a Justice Court new case. You've been arrested for criminal trespass, a Class 3 misdemeanor. I have found probable cause. I'm assigning you an attorney. Your next court date's January 30th at the University Lakes Justice Court, setting a secured appearance bond of $100. Sir, if you're able to bond out, you can't go back to where you're arrested. You got to stop going back there. No contact with any victim or witness, not to possess any weapons, drugs, or alcohol. Please step to your left for your paperwork, sir. Shonda Tierbach to the podium. Marius Tudos to the chair, please. Ma'am, name and date of birth, please.
1875.
Full name, please.
Shonda Tierbach.
Thank you. You're here today on a Superior Court new case. You've been arrested for criminal damage, a Class 5 felony. I have found probable cause. I'm assigning you an attorney. Your next court dates are February 10th and February 13th in the downtown Superior Court. Upon your promise to appear, I'm going to be releasing you today to the supervision of pretrial services, but there's some conditions you have to follow. You'll be placed on pretrial services. You'll be fitted with an electronic ankle monitor. You're going to have alcohol and drug testing. You're not to return to the scene of the crime. No contact with any victim or witness. Not to possess any weapons, drugs, or alcohol. Ma'am, do you understand all these conditions?
I do, but could you consider that I have nowhere to go after this court appearing?
So you don't have to have someplace to go, but you just have to follow these conditions.
I didn't understand the ankle monitor.
Sure, they're going to place you with an ankle monitor. As long as you keep it charged somehow, it should be fine. But
wherever I go in Arizona?
You need to, at this point...
I'm homeless, is what I was saying.
I understand, ma'am. And given what happened in this case, got to make sure that you stick around. And so that's why I'm placing these conditions on you. And so that's why I'm asking if you just understand these conditions at this point.
And I'll talk about it with the lawyer later.
Sure, and
okay.
he can get it changed. So, ma'am, do you understand these conditions?
I understand that I can't go back to the place, but my car's there.
Your car is at the
Yes.
is at the Kia dealership?
Yes.
You're living in your car?
Yes. I have been living with my friend, but
Can your friend pick up the car for you?
No, I don't have any relationships anymore. The car's it, and that's the final straw. So I will need a shelter in order to adhere to the ankle monitor requirement.
Ma'am, I'm going to allow you to go back to the dealership to pick up your car, but you're going to have to make an appointment with police for civil standby while you go and pick up your car. So you can't just show up there unannounced. Call the non-emergency line with Assistant Gilbert.
Will I be able to use the phones here to do that?
You'll be able to use the phones here. You just have to make sure that you're going to be released in about 4 to 5 hours, and so you just got to make sure that you meet them at the time and place that works for them and for you.
I don't have a phone.
So you can use the phone here.
Right. Oh, to make the appointment?
Right.
Okay.
So, ma'am, do you understand all of these?
I understand.
Okay. Do you promise to follow all these conditions?
If I can't make the dates on the specified time, can I reschedule?
As long as you try to let the courts know.
What is my SLA? How much time do I need to give forewarning before I know whether or not I'm not going to be able to make it?
So that is totally up to the court. So please try your best. So, ma'am,
Yes, I understand.
Okay. And do you promise to follow these conditions?
Yes.
Do you promise to appear on February 10th and February 13th at the downtown
Do my
Superior
best.
Court? Gonna need more than that.
I promise to do my best. I don't know what tomorrow brings. I apologize.
Here's the thing. When you get placed on pretrial services, there's a bus pass in there for you. Oh, did they not? Okay, there used to be a bus pass for you. All right, ma'am, I'm going to take a chance here and still release you to the supervision of pretrial services upon your attempt to appear. Just know that if you do not appear on those dates, then a warrant will be issued for arrest. Do you understand that?
Yes, I do.
Okay.
Yep.
Thank you. Please step to your left here. You have new paperwork here, ma'am. Okay, please get Marius to the podium. Carson to the chair, please. Sir, name and date of birth, please.
Marius Tudor, March 2nd, 1980.
Thank you. You're here today in a Justice Court new case.
Yeah.
You've been arrested for assault, class 1 misdemeanor. I have found probable cause. I'm not assigning you an attorney. I'm finding that you're not indigent. And so, sir, if by your next court date you do not have an attorney, would you please inform the court to assign you one? Do you understand?
Yeah.
Okay. Your next court date is going to be February 12th at the Agua Fria Justice Court. Upon your promise to appear, I'm going to be releasing you today. There's some conditions to your release.
Okay.
You're going to be released to pretrial services, supervised release. You're going to have alcohol testing and monitoring. You're to have no contact with your fiance at this time. You're not to possess any weapons, drugs, or alcohol. And at least until February 12th, you may not live with the alleged victim, even if you're the owner or renter of the property. You're allowed one civil standby with local law enforcement to return to collect any essential belongings. You're cautioned that a violation of a no victim contact order can lead to a class 6 felony. Sir, do you understand these?
Yes.
Do you understand these conditions?
Yes.
Do you promise to follow these conditions?
Yes, I promise.
Do you promise to appear on February 12th at the Agua Fria Justice Court?
Yes, sir. I promise.
Upon defendant's promise to appear, I'll be releasing him to the supervision of pretrial services. Sir, it's your responsibility to call pretrial services upon your release during normal business hours. If you do not call them upon your release, you could end up back here. Do you understand that?
Yeah.
Okay, thank you. Please step to your left for your paperwork.
Thank you, sir.
Thank you. Could I please get Carson to the podium and Chasen Van Doren to the chair, please? Name and date of birth, please.
Carson Salandia, November 1st, 2000.
Thank you. You're here today in a Superior Court new case. You've been arrested for possession of a weapon and a drug offense, a class 4 felony, possession of dangerous drugs, a class 4 felony, possession of drug paraphernalia, a class 6 felony, and reckless driving, class 2 misdemeanor. I have found probable cause. I'm assigning you an attorney. Your next court dates are going to be February 10th and February 13th in the downtown Superior Court. Upon your promise to appear, I'm going to be releasing you today.
Yes, I promise.
There's some conditions you got to follow. You are not to possess, while you're out, not to possess any weapons, drugs, or alcohol. And you're also not to return to the scene of the arrest. Do you understand these conditions?
I understand, Your Honor.
And do you promise to follow those conditions?
I promise.
Do you promise to appear on February 10th and February 13th at the downtown Superior Court?
Yes.
Upon your promise to appear, I'm going to be releasing you on your own recognizance today. Please step to your left for your paperwork.
Thank you, Your Honor.
And could I please get Mr. Van Doren to the podium, please? Deputy, did you have a chance to read the white card?
I did.
All right. Sir, could I please have your name and date of birth?
Jason Van Doren, 7696.
Thank you. Sir, you're here today on what's called a fugitive of justice warrant. At this point, before I talk to you, I'm going to set a court date of February 3rd in the Downtown Superior Court to have a fugitive from justice hearing. And at this time, you're going to be held non-bondable from the state of, is it Washington State?
Yeah.
Okay. So, sir, did you have a chance to read that white card?
I did.
And do you understand what was on that white card?
It's basically saying that once I take care of any new charges that were taken, that I gained here, then I'll be able to go to Washington to handle.
Yeah, that's kind of the quick and dirty of it. So let me explain the main things, and I'll leave the decision up to you.
Okay.
You got three major rights under that white card. Number one, you have a right to a hearing. And so that's the hearing that I told you about, all right?
Okay.
Number two, you have a right to hire your own attorney. You don't get a free attorney for a fugitive of justice because it's a civil matter. If you have your hearing, there's a public defender who sits there to answer basic questions, but they're not your personal attorney, okay?
Okay.
And then your third right is that the governor of Arizona and the governor of Washington, they got to get together. They got to both sign warrants in order for you to get shipped back to Washington.
Yeah.
That whole process takes 60 to 90 days. So do you understand those three
Yes, I do.
general rights? All right. So right now you're being held non-bondable. If you choose to give up your extradition hearing, the one that's on February 3rd, if you choose to give that up, then what happens is the state of Washington,
Yeah.
you're still held non-bondable, but the state of Washington, they have to come get you in 30 days. If they don't come get you in 30 days, then you are released.
So I can do that right now?
And that is after. Do you have anything going on here in the state of Arizona? Any other cases?
They said that they might give me an obstruction, but they didn't say for sure.
So that is the one, that's what stinks for people in your situation.
Yeah.
Because that 30-day clock, that doesn't start running until you finish up any case here in Arizona. That's the thing.
All right.
And so that 60 to 90 days doesn't run until you finish up all your Arizona cases, and that 30-day clock doesn't run until you finish up all your Arizona cases.
Okay.
And so I kind of told you your two options. You have an idea of what you want to do, and I'll let you know this. For every person that comes in here and says, tough decision, I'm not sure, I got to set the hearing because it's a big decision, and I can't let you give up rights that you are on the fence about. So do you have an idea of what you want to do?
It's for DOC. I have time to go back and do. I want to waive it. I want to get up there and get to do it my time.
Okay, and so you understand you're going to be held non-bondable at least for 30 days, but that assumes that you don't have any other stuff going on in Arizona. Do you understand that?
Yes.
Okay. I got to go through a quick thing with you before I let you completely waive. All right, sir. Number one, did you have a chance to read the big white card given to you by the deputies?
I did, Your Honor.
Okay. Sir, did I explain to you the right to a hearing?
Yes, you did.
And do you choose to waive a right to that hearing?
Yes, I do.
Did I explain to you the right to hire your own counsel?
Yes, you did.
And do you choose to give up a right to hire your own counsel?
Yes, I do.
Sir, did I explain to you the right that you have for the governor of Arizona and the governor of Washington to both sign warrants to have you extradited out of here?
Yes, you did.
And do you choose to give up that right for both governors to give up signing those warrants?
Yes.
Sir, did anyone threaten, force you, or coerce you into giving up any of these rights?
No.
Sir, have you taken any alcohol or drugs in the past 24 hours that would affect your decision-making abilities today to give up those rights?
No.
And sir, do you need to take any medication that you have not taken that would prevent you from helping you understand in giving up these rights?
No, sir.
All right. Let's see. Sir, I am finding at this time that you knowingly, intelligently, and voluntarily have given up your rights to a fugitive from justice hearing. You're going to be held non-bondable, as I've explained to you The state of Washington will have 30 days to come get you, otherwise you will be released, with the caveat that you first have to finish up any cases that may come up in the state of Arizona.
Okay.
Do you go on record acknowledging that I did tell you this before you gave up your rights?
Yes, Your Honor.
Okay. Sir, you're still going to have so February 3rd is going to be your next court date. I think it's going to be a review hearing about what's going to happen with you.
Okay.
And if you want to please come up and sign for your waiver. Calling the matters of Juan Ariel Leon and Samuel Purchez. I'm going to be visiting these individuals back at their cells. They pose a risk of harm to themselves or to others. Juan Ariel Leon, date of birth 9/2/1995, is here on Superior Court new case and probation violation warrant. As to Superior Court new case, he's been arrested for 3 counts of aggravated assault, Class 5 felony, 1 count of resisting arrest, Class 6 felony, 3 counts of resisting arrest, Class 6 felony. I have found probable cause on all charges except for 2 counts of resisting arrest, Class 6 felonies. I am assigning counsel. His next court dates are January 31st and February 4th in the Downtown Superior Court, setting a secured appearance bond of $20,000. If he's able to bond out, he's not to return to the scene of the crime, no contact with any victim or witness, not to possess any weapons, drugs, or alcohol, must contact his probation officer within 3 days. As his probation violation warrant, I am assigning counsel. His next court date on that is January 31st in the Downtown Superior Court, holding him non-bondable for a probation violation. Samuel Purchez is here on a Superior Court new case and 3 probation violation matters. He's been arrested for possession of narcotic drugs, Class 4 felony, possession of drug paraphernalia, Class 6 felony, 4 counts of criminal trespass, Class 6 felony, failure to notify or strike, Class 1 misdemeanor, resisting arrest, Class 1 misdemeanor, failure to obey police, Class 1 misdemeanor, criminal damage, Class 1 misdemeanor, 4 counts of disorderly conduct, Class 1 misdemeanor. I have found probable causes to all charges. I am assigning counsel. His next court dates are January 31st and February 4th in the Downtown Superior Court, setting a secured appearance bond of $10,000. If he is released, he is not to return to the scenes of the crime, no contact with any victim or witness, not to possess any weapons, drugs, or alcohol, must contact his probation officer within 24 hours. As to his 3 probation violation warrants, I am assigning counsel. His next court date is going to be January 31st as to all matters. Setting secured appearance bonds of $2,500 in one, $500 in the other, and $2,500 on his third. Same conditions of release, most important being if he bonds out, he must contact his probation officer within 24 hours. After visiting these individuals back at their cells, if I have to make any changes to these release conditions, I'll come back on the record to make those changes.
Did it take when you've been off the
This concludes the 5 a.m. calendar at this time.
Let me go out.